Hello everyone, my name is Minjuan. Today I'm standing here to share a story of my own to you. And 2 years ago, I made a decision that almost everyone thought I was crazy. It is at the age of 34, I decided to take the National Postgraduate Entrance Examination. And my friends told me that there's no point in you getting a master's degree right now. You can do the math. You'll be 37 when you graduate, and finding a job will be even harder for you. And I also saw some online comments criticizing the mature age student for taking sports away from the younger student. I think in some way they are probably right. But actually, my motivation is not just earn a master's degree to decorate my CV. In fact, at that time, AI is beginning its explosive growth, and the architectural industry, where I came from, is doing a dramatically transformation. And because of this kind of shifting, I feel like if I don't understand AI, then I'll become obsolete. In the past, architects many rely on hand drawings or computer-aided like drafting or 3D modeling, but all this stuff is still labor-intensive. But now, with the rise of AI, all the things have changed. For example, the AI tools can generate reference images and also uni layout and even analyze the architectural data. So I made a decision that it is that to embrace AI instead of being replaced by it. So luckily, I got past the exam and then become a master's student at the age of 35. At Tsinghua, I choose a lot of interdisciplinary courses, for example, the AI fundamentals, X-robot, and also the flexible sensors. And I also learned how to use augmented realities to combine the virtual models into the real world. And then I found that after 10 years of practice in architecture field, what I really mastered is not the skill, it's just skills instead of knowledge that needed for the future. My first attempt to combine AI and architecture is to use large language models to generate architectural forms. The outcomes could be either the 3D mesh with OBJ format or the parametric models that can be embedded into Grasshopper. And of course, with the massive ways of communication, the outcomes from the large language model is just disastrous. Whether the code failed or the forms is just not as far away from what I want. Just as I start to think that maybe large language model just couldn't understand architectural languages, a thought come up into my mind. What if I put the 3D mesh that generated by the large language model back to it? Then I tried it, and then I instruct, please read this kind of 3D mesh and try to understand the architecture forms, and then generate the code for me. Luckily, this time, large language model provide the code which can be embedded into Grasshopper. But after further inspection, I realized that large language model only calculate the 3D coordinates of all points instead of generate a real parametric model. Although this kind of information can be put into the energy simulation process, but the editability is still very weak. To overcome this, I try to emphasize the rule-based logic to large language model. For example, I tell it, please generate the 4 corner points of the first floor first, and then use a polyline to link these points together. Then use the loft kind of operation to change this to become a box. And this time, the code actually worked. And then I use this kind of method to apply it to the window system and also shading system and the thermal zone divisions. The second attempt, I tried to combine AI and architecture, was to use large language model to be the central controller. I designed an interactive system that could be make the interactions between users and smart home. And large language model is the central controller that I could put a lot of different data to it. For example, the NFC data, the environment data, the physiological data, and also the user behaviors. And then large language model will provide specific suggestions to whether the users or smart home. For example, the recommendation could be clothing recommendation, food recommendation, and scenario interactions like the lighting control and also the air conditioner control. Just a year ago, I was a traditional architect who doing the design using Revit, Grasshopper, and also Rhino. But now, after 1 year later, I found that myself is in front of an academic journey and exploring the future of architecture and what AI could redefine it. I know that I'm already 36 and I'm just at the beginning of this journey, but I think that I already embrace this kind of AI waves, and I'm curious about what lies ahead and what AI could bring to architecture. And I know that age won't stop my pace. Thank you.